Hi there, and welcome to a new Moho tutorial. Today we will create a walk cycle on a character created in Photoshop. Before we start, we have to prepare our character, and that means that we must divide all the parts that will be animated later. To avoid problems in the animation, or to see the cuts we made, it is always important to redraw the joints in the places where we made the cuts. In this case, I lengthened both legs. How can we do this from Photoshop? It is very simple. Let's cut the leg in this way. Then we select the tool, Clone Stamp, we press Shift, and then click to select the body part you want to clone or redraw. Perfect. Once we're in Moho, go to File, Project Settings, and we'll be able to change the size for our project. Okay, to open our character, go to File, Import, Image. We will see that we have three options. In this case, we will choose Individually. We will see that all our layers will appear in the same way as they are in Photoshop. They will even appear within the same folder. Okay, as in Photoshop, we can modify the sizes of each layer, or by selecting the folder we can modify the size of our entire character. Remember that you can make a preview of your image from File, Preview. Okay, now we are ready to start. First, we select our folder and we will click on Convert to Bone. This will allow us to start adding the bones. In our left panel we select the button Add Bone. By clicking and dragging we can start adding the bones. In my case I will use 2 bones for the torso, 1 for the neck and 1 for the head. By clicking on Reparent Bone, we can check the arrows that indicate the order of our chain. Our main bone will be the one in the center of the torso. Okay, we'll select this bone, and then click Shift before we draw the next chain for the right leg. This will keep both chains together and organized. Okay, now we will add 2 bones for the leg and 2 bones for the shoe. We will repeat the same process for the left leg. I will add 1 more bone for the guitar. Again, check the order of the bones. Each bone should point to the parent bone. If they are not aligned, we simply click the button, Reparenting Bone, or the letter P to fix it. In this case, the guitar will also be attached to the parent bone. Okay, now we have our character ready. To make our character walk, we are going to create a new bone. Click on Bone Strength and reduce all its strength. Select all the bones of our character and reduce the strength a little of all of them at the same time. Now, we will link our main bone to the new bone, so we'll have a new parent bone to control our entire character. Let's do a test. Perfect, this bone controls the entire body. Now we need 2 bones to control both feet. This is very easy. First, we are going to create 2 bones on the back of each foot. We reduce their strength to 0, and they cannot be linked to anything. To do this, we select them, choose Reparenting Bone, and click outside the character. Now these 2 bones are not linked to anything. As you can see, they have a default name. Let's change that to be more organized. I'll call them right leg and left leg. Perfect. Now select the bone of the right leg. Then go to Bone Constraints and within the target menu, we will select the bone called right leg. As we can see, a small circle will appear between both bones indicating that they are now joined. We will repeat the same process with the left leg. Perfect. Now let's move the parent bone to check if both feet stay in place. Okay, there is a little problem with the guitar. To fix it we are going to attach that bone with its layer. It's very easy, we just have to select the guitar bone, then the guitar layer and press Ctrl-Shift-F. We will do the same with all the bones of the body. We select them, then we select the layer, and we press Ctrl-Shift-F. We will also repeat this process for each leg. Now, each bone will affect the layer that corresponds to it. That's why it's important to have our character on separate layers. Let's try to move the parent bone again. Perfect, now we can see that both feet stay in place. That's great. As you can see, if we move the parent bones of each foot, they will control the entire leg. Let's do a preview to see what it looks like. Perfect. Let's check the other bones too. Remember that you can always modify the strength of each bone. Okay, let's start the animation. In our timeline, we will go to frame 1. Remember that frame 0 will always be the frame where we can modify our character. Okay, let's place our character in the first position. Then go to frame 24 and place our character in the second position. Select the nodes from frame 1, copy and paste them into frame 48. To generate a loop, the first and last frames must be the same. If we select the last nodes and we press the right click, we can select the option Cycle. This will allow us to visualize a loop of our animation. Now we have to give it more details and fluidity. The movement of the character will depend on several factors. If it's a mummy, it will walk slowly. If it's injured, it will drag a leg. It all depends on what you want to achieve. Okay, in frame 12, I will add intermediate nodes to adjust the details at this point. You can add or delete all the nodes that are necessary. Here, as you can see, I already have my animation ready. Take your time to test and achieve the animation you want. Let's see what it looks like if we make a loop. Great. Remember that when we walk we usually go up and down a bit. This makes the animation more realistic. In this image, we can see the 4 main positions of the walking cycle. Contact, going down, passing position, and up. Then everything starts again. To give it a little more realism, I'm going to add dynamic bones to his jacket. We return to frame 0 to add the new bones. This can be applied to any type of clothing or hair. Okay, to do this, we will link the first bone of this new chain to our parent bone. Now we select all the bones of this chain, and then we click on Bone Constraints. And here we will click on Bone Dynamics. In this case, I will give it a value of 3. These bones will move on their own, and they will add a little movement to the clothes. Remember that we must select all the bones of the body including these new ones, and link them with their corresponding layer by pressing Ctrl-Shift-F. Perfect, now we've got that little movement on his jacket. To fix the detail on the guitar, I'm just going to select its bone and link it to its layer again by pressing Ctrl-Shift-F. Perfect, let's see the final animation. Remember that by following these steps you will be able to make your characters walk, run and jump. The walking cycle is just the beginning. The process of each animation is always very similar, and the possibilities are endless. Now is time to practice. Please leave comments and subscribe to see more Moho videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you next time.